I'm really taking a chance with the stuff I'm putting out on the internet. So please, give me a follow, give me a like, drop a comment down below. I beg. Why I wrote a book. When people ask me what I do, I don't want to respond, I am a blank. I far prefer to say things like, oh, I insert verb here. I write, I sing, I play the piano, I perform, I act. I don't want to box myself in to a role or identity, whereas I could keep myself open to just trying new things. I think that is the real spirit behind true artistry. So what does all of that have to do with why I wrote a book? I have had visions ever since I was a little boy of myself as a superstar on a stage, huge stadium, being able to invite just millions of people around the world into my own little world of creativity and passion and faith and spirituality. When I was growing up, it always felt like there was this disconnect between those visions and what the world labeled me as. I was always seen as bookish, withdrawn, introverted, and don't get me wrong, that is like very much a part of who I am. But there are parts of me that really demand loud, outward expression, being in the moment, performing, singing, getting in your face, and just putting on a show. If you could not tell, I did high school theater, and I loved it. It just is always a little bit strange, the dichotomy between my identity as a poet and my identity as a performer. I believe the idea that poetry is an individual thing is very much a socially constructed idea that has not actually always been a part of poetry. If you look at ancient Greek poetry, or if you look at like 17th century Japanese poetry, there was actually methods of composition that involved groups of poets working together. I don't want to relegate myself to saying, I'm a writer. I'm somebody who stays indoors all the time and avoids crowds and doesn't want to perform or connect with an audience. That is actually exactly what I want to do. I can write a book, and I can also deliver a show-stopping Broadway performance and an Oscar-winning movie performance and perform my original songs on stages around the world. People out there might hear me say that and be like, no, you can only do one thing. You can only be one thing. You have to call yourself a writer or a singer or an actor, but you can't be all of those things. But I disagree. Humanity is at its best whenever we don't confine ourselves to certain labels, and instead we allow ourselves the freedom to take on any kind of action. I wrote a book so I could express the part of myself that wanted to contribute to the lineage of literature, but that is not the only part of me. And being able to perform my book and put it into different aesthetic forms and not be confined by how people might see me when they first read my book. That is exactly my goal as an artist. I am Andrew Ty. It's motherfucking wedgie time, and I will always love you. Bye. Mwah.